Hello and welcome to Kuddick Farms. We're back with another episode of UMRV Upper Mississippi River Valley, and we have been moving the time forward a bit here. We've been trying to work on perfecting our feed strategy here. This is the first time I'm actually bringing the bale all the way up with this tractor rather than bringing the feed mixer down to the bale shed. I thought it'd be easier since we're only using one bale to drive it up here. But I forgot how front heavy this thing gets with a bale on here. The back of this tractor likes to lift up when you're driving, so didn't think this through too much. But we're going to go ahead and drop this bale in here. I've fed the cows a few times. You'll notice we're into the 4th week of September here. So I've been getting the time going. We are going to be moving into October today and starting off our harvest. I think our soybeans and the sunflowers should both be ready to harvest here. And there we go. We're all dumped in there with the bale. So I'm going to just scooch this 7810 out of the way here. I have switched back to using the 7810 with the front loader to lift up our bales. And we do have the 4440 here on the feed mixer. It's a little underpowered, but all things considered with the tractors we've got on the farm, I think it's probably okay. Now, we've moved a few days forward. I've put a few additional loads of feed in here since we did it last. And quite honestly, I don't need to be feeding the cows right now. We've got quite a bit of feed in there already. However, I don't want to forget down the road. And so I figure every day or so, if I remember to put a load of feed in here, that will do us good. So I'm going to go ahead and drop today's load of feed in here on camera just to show you guys all the little changes to the equipment and approach that I've taken since we recorded the last video. And you'll notice that we're at negative $17,000 if I bring up our finance screen here. The vehicle leasing costs is, a pretty penny, but what's really costing us money is these miscellaneous payments, which is really the land leasing costs every month. And so that's starting to add up, but our milk sales are also starting to catch up here and provide a nice offset to all of the daily leasing costs. So it's been kind of a trade-off. And you can see here our cows are doing pretty good. We just dumped another batch in here. We've got plenty of TMR set up for the cows. Haven't started that reproduction cycle yet. I think once we tick over into October will be when that begins. So let's run this down here. I think what I want to do, I hate being in the negative. So I think what I want to do is take out a loan to cover the monthly costs here. Again, we're just going to keep increasing that loan a little bit every week that goes by, I guess. But maybe we'll get some more cows since the cows are doing so good and we do have so much feed. It might make sense if we were to get more of them so that daily milk cost could start covering some of that difference. So let me take a look here at the financial page. And if I just crank this up, can I go past that $500,000 limit yet? Because we have moved a month forward and we have assets. Oh, I can. So I'm going to keep cranking on this for a minute. I'm curious how much money it's going to let me take out. Okay, I don't know if I want to go much beyond this. That's going to give us enough, I think, to buy another 250 cows. Let me see if we can buy 250 cows here. Do I start these off? I can't remember how this works. If they don't hit, I think it's not until 18 months when they start making milk. I don't even know. I know technically they're supposed to have given birth first, but I was thinking maybe we could save some money and get some cheaper ones. But if they don't start making milk until 18, then because they need to reproduce first to make milk, I don't really want to be paying for these cows for 6 months without them making any money. So the whole point of this is to make some money. We're going to go ahead and just buy 250 cows here of the ones that I know are going to make milk. We've already gone through this process with the other batch. Since the max is 60, we're gonna start at 50 a pop, and we're gonna buy, I said 250 of these. So let's, oops, I don't want to sell them. Stop. Buy. There's 100, 150. Oh, I don't have enough money. I need 82,000, and we're at 60 something. Let me get that going. There we are, 250. All right, so with 250 new cows in the shed here, we better get them some food. So I'm going to go ahead and get these doors open. And we'll grab the tractor here and run this down so we can load up a bale in that feed mixer and get us some feed. I'm going to go ahead and spawn 2 full bales since I'm pretty sure we're going to want to put more than one load here into the new barn. And I have found it works best with the feed mixer here to hold onto this with the fork, not just dump it in. For whatever reason, when I dump it into this trailer, it won't continue chewing up the bale. You do have to hold it up in the air here the whole time while it's unloading. It's very unfortunate. I kind of thought I could just toss a bale into a mixer like this and be done with it, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and spear this other bale as long as we're here and in the mode for it. We're not going to put this one into the mixer just yet, though. We've got to go and get everything all emptied out. Probably not the smartest idea to leave a bale hanging up in the air like that, but we're going to be right back. Not like we've got a lot of other people running around on the farm here with us at the moment. It's so foggy here in the morning. Coming through, beep beep. All right, we've got a load in here for these cows, which if I just pop up here to the other barn, 28,000 liters, pretty healthy amount. And let's just, whoa, that's quite the cliff. Let's just get one more batch in there and we'll see how we do. I actually don't remember how much feed of these cows are using per day at this point, so we'll put one more batch of feed in there just to get us through as we move into October, because I really want to get into some harvest here. And I'll keep an eye on the feed amount as we move into the next day here on this second barn, and we'll see how much we're eating and give us an idea of where we're at. I know we'll get one more cutting of hay off of this field before the end of the year. The grass is already starting to grow up again. And honestly, we've got, what, 39 bales in here, so that's 39 more loads of feed. I'm really not too worried about keeping these cows fed until we get into next year. 39 loads of feed, even if I have to give each barn a load of feed every day, is not going to be a problem. Maybe even 2 loads of feed. We've got plenty of silage, and I think the bales are going to be our limiting factor, at least right now. Once we get a second cutting done, probably not. But I don't think we've hardly put a dent in the 1 million liters of silage we've got in this harvest store. We'll have to see. We've pushed pretty much once I mix this batch of feed, we'll have pushed a full month into the stores here of silage that we've been using, because we've been feeding them TMR for the whole of September here, and I guess we have used 100,000 liters, a little bit more than 100,000 liters here, but that'll give us at least 8 more months of silage at the current rate. By then, hopefully, we've figured something out. Now, this tractor doesn't quite have the get up and go to run in 8th gear full out with this trailer full, so we do probably just keep it in 7th around the yard here. There we go. They're all fed up. So let's take a look. We've got in this new barn 57,600 liters. And I'm just going to move this forward into 9 a.m. and we'll see what we end up with here. There we go. We're at 9 o'clock, 57. And now we're down to 56. So we're using about 1,000 liters an hour. I seem to remember that number now that I say it. So we've got enough for a few days in there, which is awesome. I'm loving that our ratio seems to be about 1 cart per day per barn. Means I'm going to be able to keep up with these cows, no problem. So with that said, let's go ahead and get moving into October here. I want to get combining, so let's close up these doors. Don't need any cows wandering out. Here we go. So you can see here we've got $22,000 in land lease costs, some loan interest, some other things, and we sold $18,000 of milk. So not too shabby. If I look at the chart here, in a single week now, we've sold $18,000 of milk, which means we should see that every day. Should really offset some of the costs. All the leasing costs and all of those things went against the previous month. So looking at the vehicle leasing cost for the month of September, not too bad. $50,000 will more than cover that with this amount. It's this miscellaneous that's going to add up. This is our land lease costs. So we are going to need to continue to ramp up on these cows, but that's all right. We've got a good start here. I'm feeling pretty solid. And if we look in here, our reproduction rates ticked up. I'm glad we decided to buy these in September before we move forward. I've got a 10% reproduction rating on all these sets of cows. So we're going to be able to really start seeing some more financial benefit here as we start having more cows and everything ramps up here in several months. However, that's enough about the livestock. I mean, I know we are running a dairy farm here, so there's going to be a lot of dealing with cows and whatnot in this series. But I am excited to finally be diving into some harvest. So we're going to go ahead and grab this combine, and I think we're going to jump out here and take on the soybeans first. And so I'm going to take this up into the yard because our header for the soybeans is out there. And we're going to see if we can get everything all up and running here to start knocking out these beans. And then we'll circle back and figure out sunflowers after a bit. Sunflowers is one of those crops that I really don't do a whole lot of. And so I know I can use the corn header to pick them up, and so that's what we're going to do. I know if you were actually farming sunflowers, I think typically you see a slightly different style header used often with them. But we're going to take the easy route here. We don't need a bunch of specialized equipment. I probably will not be planting any more sunflowers on the map here. So we'll see. And I've got this thing all hooked up. I'm not even going to bother trying to get the truck or the grain cart or any of that other stuff set up just yet. We're so excited to get out here into the field. We're just going to run right out there with the combine. And our entrance here is a mite small. If I'm really careful, can I get over this fence? Yeah, that was perfect. Well, we're just going to roll with it. Oh, look, there's an opening there, but I don't... Hang on, for the future reference, can I, if I move my truck, I bet you I could squeeze through here and get right out onto the road. I should probably just make this a driveway entrance for all of our silage and stuff. We're going to think about that. All right, well, we've got a plan for bringing it back into the yard that doesn't involve trying to jump a fence. Let's see, I need to unfold the harvester, get everything all turned on here, and I think we've got soybean and corn chaff straw on this map, so I don't know what we're going to do with this. I don't even remember if we bought a baler yet, but I am going to put it down, and we're going to pick this up when we come back here at some point. We might have to lease a baler. But I think it's worth it. We're hurting on money, so I could sell it, but more likely I think I can use this for bedding in with the cows, which is going to help with, I believe, our manure production. Either way, we are going to, we're going to keep it. We're going to try and use it with the animals. I think, I'm not positive, but I think I could use cornstalk straw with the TMR mix at some point. We forgot all about that, though, when I was getting everything set up in the field that we chopped, and I didn't leave any of that to combine. And so we have no corn or cornstalk straw to use. But that's all right. We're just going to double down here with this soybean straw and see what we can do with it after we get it baled up. I'm hoping I can store it in the same shed that we've got our hay in. I think that building is going to accept multiple bale types. We'll have to find out. But either way, we're getting some really good yields out of this soybean field. Look at that yield monitor down there in the lower left-hand corner. It's green pretty much across the board. One little strip of yellow, but that's nothing to be too worried about. So I'm excited. We're already got 75 bushels in the hopper here, and we are just doing amazing. And this is just a little field here. It's not going to take but a minute to get harvested here, but I'm feeling like we might even need to bring the truck out here before we finish this field. We're already at 25%, and we just made it down one pass on the field. So maybe not, because it's not a square field. We are going to lose some of my predicted yield here as I get up next to the lake. So we'll probably be able to fit it all in the single hopper here. We'll see, we'll see. And just look at these visuals, such a beautiful picture with the trees and everything there. I have to say I like the detail here on the edge of the lake. You've got the lily pads and the tall weeds and stuff out in different places. It looks good. DJ Modding really did a great job with the visuals on this map. We've even got the concrete culvert here under the road. I don't know, I'm loving this map so far. Let's see if I can back up here a little bit without going into the lake. I should have let that straw finish emptying out of the combine before backing up there, though. I'm not used to doing crops with a straw swath on them, and that's going to be a little bit of a pain to clean up with the baler later. That's all right. We'll see if we can remember to do it right this time and dump the straw back on the swath before we turn into the next row. We're starting to get full, but I think we've got the capacity to finish this off. So let's see if I can actually jump in cab here. Trying to adjust things a little bit. The camera sits a bit further forward in this particular mod than some of the other ones that I'm used to. Not a bad thing necessarily, but it does make seeing the whole header a little bit more difficult at times. I have to say I like this size of equipment, though. It's a lot easier to use when you're wanting to go in cab and stuff. I can actually feel like I'm managing it rather than I was playing with one of those giant 50-foot headers on a live stream last night, and it was quite a different story. A little bit more difficult to manage when you're in cab for sure. So this is kind of my sweet spot, right around that 12-row wide equipment. This is what I grew up farming with, and absolutely love this era of equipment. So let's stop for a second, let that straw swath clean out a little bit, and swing right back around here. We're gonna get this hopefully in this last pass. I don't know if we'll get it all. We'll see how wide this header actually is. It's looking mighty close. We might just be able to get the whole thing in here, it looks like, which is perfect. And let's turn that HUD back on. I was taking a screenshot. It looks like we're at 78%, so we're doing good here, doing good. I suppose we've got 4 weeks of October here. I don't need to run at 1x time. I'm going to go ahead and bump the time up to 5x. And I always say this, and then I never do it. I'm going to try and hold myself accountable to letting the time run a little bit faster here. At some point, once I get more comfortable, maybe I'll even set it up to 15x. and then force ourselves to go through multiple days as we play. And I've always wanted to do this. I think Daggerwin used to do it this way, where he found that sweet spot for time where a given episode would last about a day. And that would be the awesome way to do it, where each episode was a 1 day in-game. And so we were forcing ourselves to progress, but we haven't quite gotten there yet. Our next soybean field is going to be this one over on the other side here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave this combine sitting here for 1 minute. I'm going to run back up to the yard, and we're actually going to bring the semi out here, I think, and just unload here on the road before we head down to that other field. I don't see a need to get the grain cart out just yet, since we've got just one hopper full here. There's not a lot of room for extra equipment in this little field here by the side of the road, so this is gonna work out the best. It's funny is I don't think I've actually used the semi-trailer from this Mack hauling pack very often. I usually use the grain truck, and so I'm excited to give this mod a try. I believe this was released by BC Bueller in this wonderful Chevy Bison that I got off of the Expendable Modding Facebook group. Is also quite the appropriate mod here for the era of equipment that we've got on the farm. I think what we're going to do here is pull this right off the side of the road here into our little grass area. I do think I need to add a driveway or entrance or something here. And I know we're going to go out to that field to pick up more, so I'm going to park us right here. And let's grab the combine and see if I can unload on the road if it's wide enough here. I think it should be. We've got a pretty short pipe, to be honest, but it's perfect length for the size header we've got here. We might as well turn on the flashers just in case somebody comes along. And there we go. I think this thing might have 2 different physical hoppers as well, so we're gonna fill up the back hopper right now, it looks like. Realistically, I guess I should probably put some weight on the front, on the truck itself as well, but I don't think it's going to matter too much here. The ground conditions seem to be pretty good. And maybe I'll just drive forward here and put some into both hoppers. I made the mistake of backloading a semi in a slightly wet field one time, and got stuck pretty good because there wasn't enough weight on the truck itself to get it pulled out. It was a sloppy mess, and so ever since then, I've even in Farm Sim here, I've got that mentality of making sure you're evenly loading the truck and not overfilling it in certain spots and things like that. I hit that pole, but I think it's just a little bit wide of a collision box there because I wasn't actually hitting it when I looked at it. Oh man, everything is just too narrow for us. Yeah, that sign's going down. Sorry, Farm Sim, but the signs are just a little bit awkwardly placed here. Oh, I do. Oh no, that's a sunflower field. I was gonna say, I do have a cornfield out here. Nope, that's sunflowers. All right, so here we are. We've got this large field here that we need to harvest for beans next. If we take a look at this, is quite the sizable field. So this we're gonna definitely need to fire up the grain cart and other things here for. I'm gonna just hop out and take a look. Oh yeah, we're 35 acres. So this is going to run for a minute. We'll probably leverage some course play to tackle this field. That'll let me focus on getting the grain cart going and things like that. So I'm gonna get course play field work out. We're going to select our field right here. And let's go ahead and generate. We're going to take off 3 headlands. Real life, I'd probably only do 2 with a 12-row header. But I'm going to do 3 for course play. It's a pretty straightforward field here. I am going to do lands mode. And let's see what that looks like. Looks pretty good. I guess I could have put the start point just a little bit further to the corner of the field there, but that's all right. I'm going to turn off my straw swath for just a second while we get going here. I think I turned it off. Yeah. I'm just going to open this up real quick before we get started so I don't have straw going all off of the field. And then we're going to get in position with course play, and I'm going to check our course play settings because usually I turn off straw swathing with course play. But in this case, we want the straw, so I'll double check what we've got here. Straw swath is activated, which is what I want. And we're going to say first waypoint, go. And there it is. Awesome. All right, well, I should have probably done some sharp corners or some other setting there. Oh well, it's course play, we're used to it at this point. And we've got everything moving and grooving here on our large soybean field. I'm looking forward to seeing how well we do on this field. But I think we're going to wrap up today's episode here, and we'll check back in next time with tackling this field, getting the rest of the equipment out here, and knocking out our soybean harvest. We'll probably even be able to move into getting these sunflowers picked up next episode as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit that like button, helps me out a lot. That's all for today. Ketterk out.